I did the kind of paragliding you can't just book on the tour website.
Yeah.
It only flies a handful of days a year and only when the weather agrees. Its pilot has been ranked Asia's #1 for 6 years in a row. And from here, it's nearly 3,000 meters, around 9,500 feet, over Nagano's Central Alps. But before you fly here, you have to climb here. I'm Lisa, your Travel Smart Japan navigator. In this video, I'll take you through the entire Thunderbird Alpine Flight experience. From the moment you walk into the lounge in Nagano, up the highest ropeway in Japan, through a 90-minute alpine trek, and out into a full hour flying over Japan's Central Alps. I'll tell you exactly what it costs, why it's so rare, and how you actually book it. But first, watch part 1 of our Thunderbird series to see how we got here, where to stay, and what other exciting activities you can do in Nagano's countryside. Now let's start with who we're flying with. Yoshiki Kuremoto-san is the #1 paraglider in Asia for 6 consecutive years, from 2010 to 2015. At the 2018 Asian Games, he and Japan's men's cross-country paragliding team won the event's first ever gold medal. And he holds the straight-distance flight record for any Japanese athlete, an incredible 375 kilometers. And, through a company called Thunderbird Alpine Flight, he's opened up something that until recently didn't exist as a bookable experience. A tandem flight from the top of the Central Alps with him as the pilot. 2 guests per day maximum, weather permitting of course. The town is Komagane in Nagano Prefecture, about 3 hours by car from Tokyo, or a couple of hours from Nagoya on the Chuo Expressway. The lounge is where every flight starts. It's where Yoshiki-san is going to explain the details of our adventure. If you don't have a pair of hiking boots, don't worry. After a cup of coffee and a full briefing in English, Yoshiki-san hands out La Sportiva hiking shoes that they have partnered with locally. If you fly, you keep them. As you can see, you don't jump straight into the paragliding and be done in 90 minutes. It's a full day. Or the overnight plan, a 2-day experience. You are not just flying, you're climbing a mountain. Staying in Japan's highest hotel if you choose the overnight plan. And then you fly the sky with someone who spent his life doing exactly that. After changing and packing all our things into the car, it's time to head for our destination. Here's our route. First, from Komagane, we drive to Shirabidaira station, where we will take the Komagatake Ropeway to Senjojiki station. Then we will hike 1.5 hours to our flight point at Mount Kisokoma, where we will jump off from an altitude of 2,900 meters. Normally, private cars are restricted on the road to Shirabidaira, unless you have a special permit to enter the area like we do. This only way up then is by bus. But what you can do is park your car at Suganodai Bus Center and take the official bus to the Ropeway station. If you're using public transport, from Komagane station, transfer to the bus for Komagatake Ropeway, which will take you to Shirabidaira station. The Cable car only counts every 30 minutes, so if you miss it, you have no choice but to wait. Thankfully, there's also a souvenir shop inside. Since we're paragliding, this might be our only chance to buy souvenirs. There will be someone to help carry your luggage during the hike, but still, let's not buy too much. The Central Alps Komagatake Ropeway is the highest ropeway in Japan. In about 7.5 minutes, you climb 950 meters, that's over 3,000 feet, straight up the side of the mountain. You step out into Senjojiki, a huge glacial cirque. At this altitude, it feels like a completely different country. The air is thinner and it's even quieter than the town below. If you book the overnight plan, you get to stay at Hotel Senjojiki, which is directly connected to the ropeway station. And the best part is, of course, the view. Step outside and you're surrounded by the dramatic landscape of Senjojiki Cirque, with the Central Alps rising right in front of you. Inside the hotel, there is also the 2612 cafe and restaurant where you can take a break, enjoy a meal of coffee, and look out over the mountains. For overnight guests, meals are served in the first floor dining hall, so you can end the day with dinner without rushing back down the mountain. Right outside the hotel is the trail, the one we'll walk for the next hour and a half, up towards the summit of Mount Kisokoma, one of Japan's 100 famous mountains. Before we start hiking, we stop at a small shrine at the start of the trail to pray for a safe climb. Now is where the real journey begins. The trail from the cirque to the flight point is about 90 minutes of steady climbing. It's not very technical, you don't need ropes to climb up the steps, but that's why it's important to take your time. You're above the tree line now, so instead of big trees, you start seeing low-creeping pines. In summer, especially from late July to mid-August, Senjojiki becomes a natural garden for flowers that can only survive in this harsh mountain climate.
フラワー、少女バカ。雪が溶けて一番に咲く花。ここちょっとね、草がまだ枯れ色ですけど、ついこの間まで雪があった場所ですね。
And if you're lucky and quiet, you might see a raicho. The raicho is the official bird of Nagano Prefecture. In English, it's known as a rock ptarmigan. Raicho lives high in the mountains in rocky alpine zones around 2,200 meters and above. And today, only around 2,000 are thought to remain in Japan. Its Japanese name translates literally to Thunderbird because, according to legend, the raicho were believed to appear during thunderstorms. That's the name Thunderbird Alpine Flight is built on. One thing worth mentioning, you don't carry your own gear. Yoshiki-san and the guides handle everything: the wing, the harnesses, the safety kit. The idea is that you arrive at the flight point ready to fly, not exhausted from carrying all those souvenirs you bought at the ropeway station. The flight point sits at just under 2,900 meters, about 9,500 feet. From here, if the weather holds, you launch. Yoshiki-san usually goes on ahead to the summit, where he spends some time checking the weather condition before the flight. At this height, paragliding is no joke. A champion pilot knows how to fly. But more importantly, he knows when not to. That's why you just have to trust his call. It's time to put on the equipment, the harness, a helmet, and put on all those layers back. Because even in summer, up here it's around 10 degrees Celsius, only 50 Fahrenheit. As you prepare, Yoshiki-san explains the takeoff. But from this point on, you're a passenger. and all you have to do is enjoy the ride. As the wing catches air, you round down the slope together, and all of a sudden, you are in the sky. By circling upwards, you climb higher in the sky, and each rotation reveals more of the landscape below. Unfortunately, it was cloudy when we flew, but on a clear day, you'd be able to see Japan's 3 tallest peaks, including Mount Fuji, all in the same view.
Amazing view, right?
Yeah. It's like plane, but not a plane. I don't even know.
Different view, the plane. So only paragliding is can be watching this view.
Oh.
And paragliding not so faster, so like not so fast. Feeling is not so faster, right?
And how many kilometers can we fly like that?
About 10K.
Oh.
Yeah, we can fly. Normally, it's a normal paragliding. The experience is only 400 meters something.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, kilometer or something. Then this one, yeah, quite special. Yeah, this is a real Japanese adventure.
Yeah.
The flight lasts for an hour. That's a long flight for paragliding. Most tandem flights around the world only last 10 to 20 minutes. But when you are at an altitude with this view, an hour goes by very fast. And if you're brave enough, you can even learn some advanced maneuvers.
Oh my god, it's like, it feels like we're flying! Whoa!
Eventually, Yoshiki-san turns toward the landing zone. It's a wide, flat field back in Komagane, the same town where the day started.
Okay, watching, running.
Running, yeah?
Nice! Okay, welcome.
Oh my god! Yay!
Yay!
Amazing. We had a lot of acrobatics by the end. I really enjoyed it. I think so. I mean, it's really cool. In the beginning, it's like really, I would say, fast and cold. And you need time to get used a little bit. But then you get used and you start to enjoy and you feel that you're in Google Maps. And then when you land and you do all of this acrobatics, it's so fun. So
In other words, it's definitely an experience you'll remember for the rest of your life. After landing, we head to a cafe for a coffee break and to finally get to know Yoshiki-san. Although, to be honest, after flying together for an hour, it already feels like we know him pretty well.
My student in paragliding is 13 years old. My father already starting the flight in the paragliding. And that day is I like the movie. It's a Top Gun, and so I want to fly. So I negotiation with my father. Hey, my father, I want to try to the paragliding. So that is the starting, the beginning to the paragliding. I'm 48 now. It's 29 years old. So I first time to the World Cup in the Italy, and that competition I'm sixth position. The first competition. So starting the World Cup competition at 90 years old. So in that 2 years, I'm 6 times to goes around the world, and every competition is including the top 10. that is a beginning. It's my competition story. I'm very lucky. It's a 6 years. It's top of the Asian. Yeah, good position every time, every year. So I getting the good friends in the around the world, and I can see lots of place for the beautiful place. Of course, it's Switzerland, France, and the French Alps, and Italy, the Dolomite.
He also runs a paragliding school in Nagano.
And when you come back after the flight to the lounge, you get some presents and USB with your flight.
The overnight plan sends you back to TOMARINA, a small mountain lodge in nearby inner city, run by a partner company. If you're doing the day trip version, this is where you head home. But of course, the 2-day plan is more comfortable version. Watch part 1 of our Thunderbird series to see what this looks like. In that video, we'll show you how to get to Ina, what it's like to stay at TOMARINA, and how Asobina, also run by Yoshiki-san's team, turns this quiet mountain area into a private outdoor playground. Before the flight day even begins, you can enjoy exciting buggy rides through private forest trails. Find the links in the description to book any of these experiences. Back to paragliding, a total of 3 plans are available. First is the 1-day version, Track and Fly, 330,000 yen, roughly $2,200 per person. 2-day overnight version, costs 660,000 yen, around $4,400 per person. This plan includes accommodation at Hotel Senjojiki, meals, and edited footage from the flight for your memories. The third and final plan is the early flight summer version, where you start at 5 a.m. It costs 220,000 yen, about $1,500 per person. Of course, all of the plans are weather dependent. Again, it's a maximum of 2 guests per day, so you're guaranteed a private experience. You can book through the Thunderbird Alpine Flight page, link in the description. If you are interested, book early and stay flexible on the date. Thanks for watching and subscribe to Travel Smart Japan for more of Japan's hidden gems. I'll see you next time.
Okay, welcome.
Oh my god! Yay!
Yay!